What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I am LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Great win for them boys. 4-0 on the homestand by beating your little brother. That's what I'm going to call them. The Brooklyn Nets 134-98. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. The captain, 19.7 assists for him. 6 players in double figures, back-to-back 134 games for the Knicks. Fabulous, man. Fabulous. Listen, the game was pretty much won in that first quarter, right? The Knicks went up 40-22, I believe, in that first quarter, and that was it. They never looked back, man. All my guys coming in, rolling. We appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. Tony, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through, rock with LV Live. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rock with LV Live. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys to the little brother. 134-98. 6 players again in double figures. Domination, man. Domination. BQ from BK, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys. Smashing their little brother. Destroying, I'm going to say, their little brother. 134-98. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Listen, man, look, the offense was clicking. Listen, that first quarter set it all. That set the tone. The Knicks were pretty much up by 20 in that first quarter. That was it, right? They went up 40-22. The Nets made a push in that second quarter, scoring 40 points in that second quarter, but the Knicks also scored 37 in that second quarter. The Knicks were just shooting amazing from the field, man. They shot over 40% from three or 50% from the field. I mean, they just offensively, they just were amazing, man. Explosive. 54% exactly. 55%. 54.5. We always round up. 55% for the field. 45.9. Let's say 46% from three. And 21 for 26 from the strike. 80%. Knicks were great tonight, man. Great all together, man. Another great game for Josh Hart, man. He also was great. 11.7 rebounds. What about Jordan Clarkson? Another great game for him. 11 points. 44 points off the bench unit tonight, which was awesome. Landry Shaman, I thought was great. Well, all in all, guys, to me, out of the game, right? Of course, offensively, we did great, right? Like, let's be honest. But to me, the biggest stat that I love of all of it, no player went over 30 minutes tonight. None. Jalen Brunson, 28 minutes. Mikal Bridges, 28 minutes. Moneymaker Mitch, 17 minutes. The Big Cat, 28 minutes. OG Anunoby, 17 minutes. This is the blueprint. This is why that guy was brought here, man. This is why he was brought here, for that exact reason. He didn't want anybody going over. Well, not even him. Leon and the crew did not want guys playing 35 plus. And look what he's doing with this lineup, man. Beautiful. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live. Big time win for the boys, 134-98. The captain, 19 points, 7 assists. I mean, they were awesome tonight, man. Awesome. Awesome in every way, shape, or form. But like I said, man, to me, it's the minutes. These guys aren't playing that much. They didn't really break a sweat. I mean, of course, they got after it, right? You know, you gotta love them for that, right? I thought they showed great intensity coming out in that first quarter. But then they pretty much kept an even keel until they pretty much, took their pedal off the metal in that fourth quarter. And that was it. They only scored, I believe, like 22 points in that fourth quarter. Let me just take a look. Yeah, they scored 22 points, man. But defensively, they only gave up 19. They gave up 17 points in the third quarter. And they scored 35 points in that third quarter as well. So as much as they were doing a great job offensively, they were doing a better job defensively. So is it me, or does this offense seem like it's clicking now? It seems like it's clicking. It seems like guys are starting to get in their rhythm. Excuse me, they're starting to really feel exactly where they're supposed to be. They're starting to find out who they are, right? They're starting to find out where they're supposed to be, their responsibilities on these plays. This is what Mike Brown talked about, right? I said it on the show. I played it for what he said. Guys need to know, I'm supposed to be in the corner. I'm supposed to be this. It was the one play that I saw where I loved when Deuce got the offensive rebound. It was actually when Brunson got the 4-point play. Brunson ran straight to the corner when Deuce went baseline, and Deuce knew that's where he would be. Fed it to him. He knocked down the 3, 4-point play. That's the offense. That's the offense. How many corner threes did we knock down today? I don't even think anybody had a stat on that. But OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are scorching from three in the corner. And that's what Mike Brown wants. He wants guys to run, get to those corners. And as you guys know, those are the best corner three-point shooters in the league. They've always been ranked up there in the top 10, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. So they're being used to their superpower. And they're knocking it down at a high clip, man. At a high clip. Let me see what OG Anunoby was today, man, for 3, man. Because him and Bridges are just knocking them down at a very, very high clip. OG Anunoby, 4 for 6 from 3. Mikal Bridges, 4 for 5. OG Anunoby shooting 66% from 3 today. Mikal Bridges shot 80% from 3. I mean, those guys are on fire from the corners, man. On fire. Because that's where the majority of the threes are coming from. Or right there in that elbow. It's beautiful offense, man. Beautiful offense. And listen, guys, look. What we are offensively, if we can keep this going, everybody better watch out, man. Everybody better watch out. Because I think what also helps us, too, is we have that anchor in the middle in Mitch. Mitch being there in that middle, playing in, I think they said, 3-minute increments. That's where he's playing at. And if you notice, that's kind of how they happen. He plays like 3-4 minutes, then he comes out. Then he comes back in for another 3 minutes, then he comes out. So this rotation that he's on, I love it. Because what you know is that you're going to keep him healthy and fresh for the playoff push. But based on how everyone else is looking with their minutes, everyone else is going to be fresh and ready to go for the playoff push. They look like they all have Mitch minutes. That's happening here. Once again, let me reset the room, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight, man. On this Sunday evening, man, it's truly appreciated. Big time win for them boys, 134-98. Knicks go to 6-3 on the season, 6-0 at home. Fabulous, man. Fabulous. See, let me go in the chat, man, see what everybody's in here talking about. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight. It's truly appreciated. Big Taz says, I don't feel sorry for the Nets, man, at all. Run it up on them. No mercy. No mercy. It's Karate Kid, man. It's Johnny from Karate Kid. If anybody knows, you know. No mercy. Cobra Kai all day. This Grover. This is probably one of the greatest weeks in NYC since VJ. Like, break it down, this girl. Why do you say that? Please elaborate, sir. My man Tony says 9 games into the season, and I think we have our identity. And the players all believe in Mike Brown. And what he brought to this team, game ball and Wallabies go to Mike Brown tonight. Ooh. Not even tonight, 3 night. I love that. Yo, Tony, you brought out the Wallabies, man? I used to wear the high top cream color joints. I used to wear those. Back in the day, man. Back in the day. Cream Wallows, man. Hard body. Got me reminiscing here, Tony. Big time win for them boys, 128-98. Excuse me, 134-98. I apologize. Okay. Gravity says offense is clicking very early in the season. We are looking like contenders, especially by the we are looking like contenders, especially by the end of the season. Gravity, I agree, man. You know, that's the beauty of this. But remember, guys, I said, right, that's the beauty of being on this homestand, because you're able to kind of get a good feel for what you are as a team. And I think that the most important thing is when you're coming in with a new coach and a new system, right, you want to be able to establish, like, kind of like what Tony said, your identity, right? What are you? And I think guys are starting to understand that. Also, too, if you guys are paying attention, he's starting to get his rotation down, too, right? You see the 4 guys that are playing, right? You have, of course, Shamit, you have Josh Hart, of course, you have Deuce, and you have Clarkson. You see how Yabusele's kind of getting out of the mix, right? Because Mitch is back. So if you're not defending or you can't really bring anything to the table, you're going to lose minutes here. Guys, watch out for Diawara, man. Did you guys see him at the end of the game? I said this earlier, right? Didn't I mention that? Yo, watch out with Diawara, man. Sneaky good. It had a great game over there at Westchester, too, the other night. Watch out for Diawara, man. He can sneak in and get minutes. I mentioned him before, if you guys remember. I saw him today coming down, knocking down threes and stuff. He looks confident out there. He's long, he's wiry, he's about 6'9". Yo, he might be able to steal some minutes, man, from Yabusele, man. He better pay attention. He better pay attention, man. I'm serious. BQ from BK says Tibbs wouldn't have pulled the starters until 2 minutes left in the fourth. Agreed, man. And that's the thing, BQ. That's what we love, right? And so that's why, once again, like I stated earlier, that's why this guy was brought here. Mike Brown was brought here for that exact reason, what you just said, BQ. And that's why we don't want these guys hurt. We want these guys to have energy to make that push going into the playoffs. When everybody healthy, and that's it. And I mean, I must say, man, I'm happy about it. Of course, I'm happy about them blowing them out and stuff like that. We're always happy with great wins, right? But I think monitoring these guys' minutes and making sure these guys are healthy at the end. Listen, guys, let's be honest. Listen, we have a goal here. The goal isn't to make it the playoffs. We know where we want to go. I told you guys, I said on this show, finals or bust. That's it. You got to have high standards. Finals or bust. You can't be back and forth to the second round, then to the Eastern Conference Finals, and kind of go back in lifestyle. You can't do that, man. Can't do that. Finals or bust, man. And I think with this crew, the way we're looking, the way Mike Brown is coaching them, I think there's a possibility. Now, it's early, still only 9 games, but you got to like the rhythm. You got to like guys starting to identify themselves and know what their responsibilities are in this offense. And I think it looks extremely, extremely good, man. It does. You have to be happy with what you're seeing. And I think the better they get, the more they play, they're going to go through their ups and downs in a season, but they're going to be able to kind of, pull out some wins based on the confidence that they feel within this offense. And to me, that's the key. That's the key. You have to be confident in what you're doing. Then when you go out there, it's muscle memory. You're not overthinking it. You know what you're supposed to do, and that's it. And then when guys are shooting it, they're shooting with confidence. Even a guy like Josh Hart. If him and Clarkson can produce like what they did tonight on a regular basis, I mean, offensively, we're going to be a problem. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Truly appreciate it, man. Big time win for the boys, 134-98. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Big time win for them boys, 134-98. The Knicks go to 6-3 on the season, 6-0 at home, man. Back-to-back games over 130. And fourth game this season, over 30 assists. We are looking like a total team, people. A total team. All right, with that being said, hey, guys, let's listen to the Big Cat, man. I thought he had a fabulous game. Again, the Big Cat is starting to get his rhythm. And once again, Cat looking like All-NBA, man. Which, we're not surprised by it, right? But let's hear from the Big Cat, man. Oh, 1 second here. Oh, man. Hold up 1 second. Sorry, I think this thing is not coming in with the sound. 1 second here. Let me try to get this back here. Look at that here. Technical difficulties, man. I apologize, people. Oh, what's going on here? Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize for that. Okay, my sound is messing up for some odd reason. I'm gonna have to come back to that. Come back to the Big Cat. Go back here in the chat here. Let me see what Gravity's saying. Before this season, I would always worry each game about someone who might get injured. This year, I don't really worry about injuries because the players rest a lot. Hey, listen, agreed, man. Agreed. Listen. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think that's the key, right, guys? Like let's be clear on it, right? You want to make sure that your guys are healthy, right? Period. That's the name of the game. We don't want guys, especially a guy like OG Anunoby, right? Let's knock on wood. You want to keep him healthy. A guy like Mitch, knock on wood. You want to keep those guys healthy. Those are the guys that you're really, really, truly concerned about the most. Everyone else is pretty much Iron Man, right? So that's the key here. If he can monitor the minutes and we can have wins like this, but also, too, even in tough games, guys aren't playing 35, 38 to 40 minutes like Tibbs would have them, then it should be a positive outcome here, right? It should be. I think the most important thing is that we have to say to ourselves, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to bring up the highlights for you guys. You want to say to ourselves, okay, the most important thing that we want is to get to the promised land, right? But everybody be healthy. But at the same time, you want it to be a situation to where we're also playing well too, right? You don't want to just say, okay, we want everybody healthy, but we're playing like trash, right? So that's the key. So you want everybody healthy. You want everybody coming out there pretty much giving their all, playing at their best, getting a good understanding of what Mike Brown wants. And then through that, then they're saying to themselves, okay, cool. Now we know what we need to do. Now when we play against the top teams in this league, we're very confident in what it is that we need to do. And we're not in a situation to where we play against the top teams. You're like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen with this team. I'm totally unsure of what we're going to be. That's just the truth, man. You want guys that are confident. You want guys that are in the best shape possible to where we can make that championship push. And that's the goal, guys. That's the goal. At the end of the day, that's the goal. I mean, I think that we have to continue to look at that and say, all right, cool, that's what we want. Let's make it happen. Let's get everybody healthy. Let's do the things that we need to do to make sure that everyone's healthy. And that's what Mike Brown was brought here to do. And I think, to me, that's the biggest part of tonight. Guys, how you feel about Wingstop right now, man? Wingstop, they're kind of looking like they're worth the money, right? We know what OG Anunoby got, right? We know the bag that he got. We know all the picks that we sent from Mikal Bridges. He's making about $150 million this year. He signed the deal. Those guys together, all together, you want to do the math, they're probably making almost close to $400 million between those two guys. Their production is pretty high, man. And they're playing at a really, really high clip. And defensively, they're getting after it. OG Anunoby, of course. Mikal Bridges, of course, was a tough defender. You know what I mean? I don't think he is what he used to be, but I think that's because offensively he is ascending. Before, when he first came in the league, he was just the offensive wing. But this is what we expected was going to be when we got these guys, right? When we got the wings and it was the whole Wingstop coming in, right? This is what we expected. We expected these guys to produce at a high clip like this. Corner jump shots, corner threes, that's what they are, right? They're knocking them down. I went down the percentages today. OG Anunoby from three, 66%. I believe Mikal Bridges was 80% from three today. The whole team shot over 46% from three, almost 50% from three. So, I get all that. But those two guys, corner three assassins, and that's what you want. That's what you want. And that's what you got to be happy with, man. Extremely happy with. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rock with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys, 134-98. The captain, 19 points, 7 assists. There goes the stats right there, guys. You should. The Knicks shot 55% from the field, like I told you. They held them to 40%. Look at the three-point shooters, guys. 37 threes today, but 17 for 37 from three. Look how we did on the strike, too, guys. 21 for 26. Turnovers 14. But look at the assist again. Over 30%, over 30 in assist again. Fourth game this year, over 30 assists. 31 points in the paint. Look at that, 58. And bench points once again, 44 bench points. I mean, this is fabulous, man. This is fabulous. This is a situation where you can't, you have to be extremely happy with what you're seeing. Extremely happy. I know I am. And everything that Mike Brown said he was going to do, it looks like that's what he's doing. I mean, look at this offensive output, man. And the ill thing about it is that we got the weapons to do this. We do. And guys, let's be clear. You ready? Deuce didn't even score today. Deuce didn't score. So I'm going to throw it out there to you guys again. Deuce or Dante? Yo, LV just got to do it, man, just because I love y'all. But I got Deuce or Dante. I'm going to ask again. I love Deuce. I do. But to get back the flamethrower, that puts us in a different stratosphere. Deuce or Dante? You're not gonna have fun with y'all, man. Here we go. This Rover says Wingstop is unstoppable now that they're not playing 38 minutes a game. Listen, agreed, man. Agreed. But that's what we wanted, though, right? This Rover, that's what we wanted. Oh, that's not what we want. That's what Mikal wanted, right? Mikal wanted that last year. He told Tibbs, like, yo, man, you can play these guys too, man. They want to play. That's so funny. But Chaz's Wingstop is deadly. Bridges now looks exactly how I envisioned him to look on this team. Big Chaz, I agree, man. I totally agree with you. But Big Chaz, I think that was always the thing with him, right? Like, and I think it was kind of frustrating when he came here and you just saw all the people were like destroying this guy and treating him like he was some type of bum, right? And I said to everybody, I told everybody, you're going to need him, right? But he's no scrub. Like, it takes a while to get adjustment to a new team, to a new system, all that stuff. When you were used to being the guy over there in Brooklyn, now you got to kind of, you're not even the second option. You're like a third or fourth option over here. That's different, man. The ball's not always in your hands for you to create as it was for him in Brooklyn. So it's different. And you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like what Michael Porter is being asked to do now with Brooklyn. When he was with Denver, right? He didn't really have to really create like that. He scored like 17 points a game, but he wasn't the main guy shooting. Now he's the main cat shooting over here. That changes your game. Imagine doing that for a couple of seasons. And now you go to a team and now it's like, oh, we want you to go back to how you played in Denver. That's hard to do, man. That's hard to do, to adjust and change your game like that. And so, I think it took him time. I think he started to establish himself last year towards the end of the season. And of course, having a great playoff run like he had. But I think a big part of this, what we stated was, a guy like Mike Brown coming here and having that wide open, spread open offense, which really helps a guy like Mikal Bridges. Getting out, pushing it, getting to that corner three, read and react on them cuts, and everybody getting the corners, and everything is being sprayed and backdoor cuts. It's beautiful basketball. But it suits a guy like Mikal Bridges. And I think that's exactly what, Mike Brown wants. And that's why, I'm sure he was extremely happy about coming here to the Knicks, man, because now he has a lot of weapons to really take his offense, of course, that he got from Golden State and bring it here with the weapons here. Now you're starting to see a different team. Which is good to see, man, which is good to see. This Rover says, still Deuce. Sure about that? Everybody in the chat, is it still Deuce? Is it Deuce still over Dante? I don't know, man. The flamethrower. Imagine him here. Guys, just envision it for a second, okay? Okay? The flamethrower here coming off the bench with the way he shoots threes and the way this offense shoots threes. Everything in the corner. Just imagine, man, what we would be. We would be like the Warriors, man. Dante. Michael Fairley, man. What's going on, man? I appreciate you coming through, rocking with the LV Live and my crew. Big time win tonight for them boys. 134-98 over the little brother out there, of course, that river, man, over there in BK. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Michael Fairley, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel from the UK. Look at LV's reach. Michael Fairley, what's going on, man? Are you into soccer, sir? If you are, who's your club team? and we can have a conversation. Let me know who your club team is. From the UK, Michael Fairley. Please subscribe to the channel, Mike. I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew on this Sunday evening. I am Newcastle United. I'm Aston Villa, sir. Aston Villa all day. Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is the man. Aston Villa all day. The villains. That's why. Big time win today. You saw them 4-0 today. They won on the pitch. Get at me. Let's bring it back to hoops. I apologize, guys. All my crew in here. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me, man. It's truly, truly appreciated. This girl says, I generally want Dante back too, but our overall defense is already on a razor's edge. This girl, a question I have. And once again, we'll get off topic here, but I like to have fun with my crew because we had a great win tonight. So it's good to think of things. This Rover, I ask you this. Would the defense drop significantly? Is Deuce that big of an impact defensively that if you brought Dante here, it would impact us like that, like to where we will fall off a cliff defensively? This Rover, for what he brings outside of that arc, would you be willing, this Grover, to take a flyer on that, just to take a step back defensively and not even fall off the cliff, a step back? You know, I just like to ask questions. Big Taz. Big Taz says, oh, come on, LV. Big Taz, I apologize. Big Taz is right. I'm bugging. I'm sorry, man. Much love to Deuce. Big time win for them boys. 134-98. It's like to have fun, man. Listen. We had a great win today. It's only right. Vibe says, to this day, LV, to this day. Vibes coming through, dropping bombs as usual. See, Big Taz. Big Taz, you know Big Taz. It's hard not to. Big Taz, come on. You know what I'm saying here, Big Taz. You get it. You know what I'm saying. Imagine him in this offense. Coming off the bench. We will be destroying teams on that second unit. With this offense and with the flamethrower out there, talking about giving somebody the green light. We're gonna call Dante Vanilla Curry. Vanilla Curry. That's what we're gonna call him. Vanilla Curry. Atlantic Lion, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rock with LV Live tonight. Big time win for them boys, 134-98. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. If you guys haven't done so, please hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man. Great win for them boys. Everybody feels good. Great feelings in here. Great win, man. Great win. We over here just enjoying ourselves. Feels good being in the winning column, man. Feels good being in the winning column. It really, truly does. Hey, listen, guys, let's hear from Mitch, man. Mitch was saying something I kind of thought was going on here, which I was right about. Mitch is mentioning here, guys, that he's playing 3-minute clips. So I was right. He's talking to Pito after the game, and Mitch is talking about, okay, let me share this with you guys, how he's playing 3-minute clips. Let's hear from Money Making Mitch, man, all day. Let's hear from him.
Your defense was dominant in the third quarter. You, again, were all over the place. How are you able to do this night in and night out, make the most of your playing time on the boards and on the defensive end of the floor?
You know, since the new system, how it is, and 3-minute stretches and stuff like that, so just go out there and play hard.
Your defense.
Boom, there you go. So he said, since the new system. So he's letting you know that there's a system in place here now to where he comes in 3-minute stretches, he gives his all, then he kind of comes out. So he knows that I'm pretty much out here for 3 minutes. So let me get busy for these 3 minutes because I know I'm coming out the game. I could chill and relax. So there you go, guys. There you go. And that changes everything for us, what we are defensively and the impact that he has. I told you guys, remember I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I said outside of Brunson, he's the most important guy. Outside of Brunson and Cat, I said, sorry, because they're like 1A, 1B. Mitch is a very, very important guy. He's right up there for what he does for us. He's telling you right there, man. He's telling you right there what it is. It's very, very interesting. See, I heard that he was doing that. When I said the 3-4 minutes, that's kind of like what I heard. That's kind of like what they were planning to do with him or whatever, to monitor his minutes. But now he's telling you that, based on the new system that we have, he said it. For my 3-minute stretches, that's when I'm coming in. And, pretty much I sit down, I wait a little bit, and I come back in and play another 3 minutes. So they're monitoring him. They keep him fresh. There's one goal, guys. There's one goal. Like I told you, there's one goal. Finals or bust. That's what it is. Oh, man. BQ, man, why are you doing this to me now, man? Well, BQ, why are you doing this to me now? You're my man from Brooklyn. I understand this, man. BQ, we talked about the Brooklyn days. You know what I'm saying? I know. Come on. I used to be out there on Hancock. Out there by boys and girls. I used to be out there. I used to be taking the dollar vans down to Utica. Down to Kings Plaza. I was out there heavy, man. Heavy. You're my man, but why you got to do this now? Why do you got to talk about these guys, man? Don't do this. I was having a good night, BQ, till you mention these guys. All right, I'm going to veer off to the right lane real quick because of BQ. BQ, they need to fire everybody tomorrow. Fire everybody, including the GM. This is a total disaster over there. And it's not like they don't have good players. They do. But it's a total disaster. They need to fire everybody. Fire everybody. That's it. BQ, you my man, BQ. You my man. Gravity says, I think the way Mike Brown has us playing good team defense, we could sacrifice Deuce's defense for. Ooh, look at Gravity. See that, Disc Rover? Gravity's letting you know. Gravity's letting you know, man. Yo, the flame, the flame, come on, man. You gotta have the flamethrower over there. Look at Big Task. Here we go. You know what? If you got to think about it, then it's obvious that it's the flamethrower over Deuce. Hey, man, look, man. I'm just the messenger. I just like to throw things out there for you guys to take a look at and kind of, figure out. But I love Deuce. Like, let's be clear. Like, I want Deuce here. I don't, but I'm just saying. Gives us some thought. Michael Fraley out there in the UK, man. He says, I picked the Nets and Jets as an American team. It's really bleak. Listen, man, you got to change some things. Michael Fraley. Michael Fraley, if you don't mind me asking, have you been to the States before? Have you been to the States? And if so, where have you been? I only say that because you got to do your research, right? I understand they look cool. The Jets stink. The Jets have stunk since Joe Namath, right? And if you don't know who Joe Namath is, you got to take a look back. The Nets stink. The Nets haven't been good since, I'm not even going to use the KD years. They haven't been good since Jason Kidd when he was there and he was doing things with Kmart and Kerry Kittles and the crew, right? When they was over in Jersey. The Meadowlands, where the Giants play now. That's where they used to play Michael Fairley. They used to play right next to where Giant Stadium is, which is a football stadium. Right? So they haven't been good since then. So, Michael Fairley, you might want to change sides here. You might want to change sides. If you want to go American football, got to go with the G-Men. We got 4 Super Bowls. We stink right now, but we got to get it together. But And then you got to come over to the winning side. You see who won tonight, man. You got to come to the winning side. This is always a Knicks town. You never been in New York City. This is always a Knicks town. The Nets are from New Jersey. They're not. They went to Brooklyn and renting out space over there. If you know anything about the five boroughs, Michael Fairley, that's how it is. This is a Knicks town and always will be a Knicks town. That is it. So you know, got to make some decisions, Michael Fairley. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me, man. Please subscribe to the channel. Truly appreciate it. This Grover says, Deuce is part of that good defense. This Grover, he is, but he's not, though. This Grover, listen, man. Would it be, this Grover, do you think we would be better exponentially with Flamethrower, or you think it'll be like a little better? I'm telling you, we will be eons better with him over Deuce. Eons. When I mean, I'm speaking of, they're talking about us in OKC in the finals. They're not even talking about nobody else. Talking about Knicks and OKC is shaking in their boots of us. That's what I mean. I think Flamethrower could do that. I think he could do that. He could have that type of impact because of what he is offensively. You could say LV's bugging, that's okay. On my own show, you could tell me I'm bugging. I'm cool with that. But that's how much I believe in the Flamethrower. Michael Phillips says, I haven't, unfortunately. My plan is to come next year. I picked the Nets because of Joe Johnson back in the day. Because of ISO Joe, that's his name, ISO Joe. All he did was go ISO and shoot. We know what ISO is, Mike Fairley. He plays no defense. All he cares about is shooting. Got to make some changes, sir. Make some changes. There you go. Once I've picked, I can't change. You got to stick. No. Michael Fairley, since you're over here rocking with me and my crew, right? Because we're New Yorkers over here. Everybody in here is all New Yorkers. Let me tell you something. I'll give you a pass. You can make the change because you're not from the States. You don't really understand it. You do, but you don't really. And it's okay. You can make the change. Trust me, you can make a change. You can change that black and white for orange and blue. Orange and blue skies, baby, all day. You can make that change. Somebody go save him. We're going to ship you a jersey, man. My man Tony says, LV, man, what impresses me from Brown is that he manages the minutes so well, and off timeouts, we always have a great position to be two big key changes this year from last year. Tony, well said, man. Well said, Tony. I think that Tony, I think what he's coming in and doing, Tony, is he's shaking up the tree a bit. What I mean is he's really, really changing everything. And what's happening is with guys, because they, you have to change how these guys thought and how they played because of Tibbs, right? So now you had to really kind of break them down to the lowest form and say, yo, we're going to start fresh. And now that these guys are truly believing in what he's doing, they're realizing how the game is coming easier to them, right? It's smooth. You even saw it tonight. You saw some smiles on the court. Early in the season, Brunson usually don't be smiling on the court. He was smiling tonight. So you're seeing guys playing a lot better, they look really, really cohesive, Tony. Very cohesive. And so that's a big part to him. And yes, out of timeouts, they look well connected. Your team is a reflection of your coach, man. And so you have to love how they look. Okay, with that being said, let's listen to Mike Brown, man. Listen, I thought the coach, I think he's doing a great job, man. The Knicks 6-0, man, at home. 6-0, protecting home court, which is awesome. You got to love that. So anybody that comes into the Garden knows it's not going to be an easy win like it was before, right? So wait. Before I do that, let me get Big Cat back in here. Finally able to fix it here. Let me get Big Cat because I wanted you guys to hear what he had to say. All right. Let's fix this. Listen to the Big Cat, man. He's awesome. Big time game for him, man. 28-12. The Big Cat has been dominating the last couple of games.
All right, Cat, that's consecutive games now. This team has scored over 130 points. What has been the key to the offense through this winning streak?
Just playing good basketball right now, getting some good turnovers and then translating them to offense. So shout out to the defense holding strong today and making our offense easier.
I've noticed with you lately also a little bit of bully ball in your game, early on establishing some physicality. Is there a reason for that?
I just want to make the most of my opportunities, go out there and impact the game and keep, like you said, we're doing a great job offensively. We want to impact winning every day.
You've often talked about how much you love to play on this court. It is now a 6-0 start to the season here at Madison Square Garden. What does it mean to win on this floor?
It's always great when you can leave the fans leave the Mecca MSG happy. So we want to keep providing that experience for our fans here at home and keep having them go home with smiles on their face.
The smiles on their faces tonight. Thanks very much, Cat. Mike, 24-12 he's averaging during the 4-game winning streak.
24-12 he's averaging. 4-game loser. Guys, really quick, right? I think all the noise about Cat has quieted, right? Everything's quiet now, right? Remember all that noise about him not being sure and how bad he looked? And I even did a video about what's wrong with Cat, right? All these things, right? Everything that's out there, that's what everybody calm down. It's fine. 24-12 he's averaging. Once again, it's about guys getting acclimated to the new system. It's not easy, guys. And so you have to give them time to get readjusted. And what I mean by readjusted, meaning like they were so set on the Tibbs way, and it got them far. Let's be real about it. Let's not, destroy Tibbs because they did win and it got them far. But now to get them over the hump, over the mountaintop, whatever you want to call it, they needed a change. But with that change, you're going to have some bumps and bruises. And I thought that's what you saw the first couple of games. And now it's starting to smooth out. The path is starting to smooth out a bit. It's not so many bumps, not so many speed bumps. These guys are starting to get an understanding of what they're supposed to do in this offense. And it looks fabulous, and especially for a guy like him. Because I told you before, listen, I love Brunson. Brunson's the man. Let's not. But this guy is a different type of monster. 50, 40, 90. We know what he is. 7 feet, that's what he's doing. And so you got to respect what he is as an offensive weapon. So you got to use him. He's a mismatch nightmare. Yes, Brunson's got the footwork. I love Brunson. Captain all day. But he's not a mismatch nightmare like this guy. This guy causes problems. He causes ruckus. And when you put in with Mitch, now he's really guys. He had 28-12 tonight. He's coming down, dunking on dudes. You see what he's doing, and he got the 3. He's lethal, man. In all 3 phases of the game, he's lethal. In all 3 phases, meaning offensively. He's a great passer as a big. He can get busy in that Baja, as you saw tonight, and he's lethal from outside and out, 3-point line. He's lethal, man. So you see his numbers, right? So Alan Hahn said 24-12, man. 24-12 on his homestand. I mean, the Big Cat is amazing, man. He's amazing. Gravity says, this is a Giants, Knicks, and Yankee City. All 3 teams have the most championships from their counterparts, and all 3 have the biggest market in New York. Gravity, well said, sir. Well said. Well said. Well said. Tony says, Coach Brown has definitely found easier ways for us to score, and that's huge. Listen, Tony, man, he's got weapons out here, man. He's got weapons out here, more weapons than we had out there in Sacramento. And so it's just different, man. It's just different. And now he's probably seeing what this offense could be, right? When you start really, having it roll a certain type of way, and it just looks great, man. It just looks really, really good. It's just really good. And then, then you got a guy like Brunson at the top of the key. We already know how good he is, man. And so you can give him an offense like this to where, you know what I mean? Like he don't really got to get busy the way he needs to, because everybody else is touching the rock and everybody feels comfortable in what it is that they're doing. But if Brunson needs to get busy, he can. And that's the beauty of him. Okay, so let's listen to Mike Brown again. He's talking about how how we just mentioned how the team still needs time to grow together, right? But everyone's kind of like bugging out before, you know what I mean, about just how terrible they are, and just a whole bunch of nonsense. But you need the time, right? You need that time to grow, man. So let's listen to the coach, man, because I think so far in 9 games, us being 6-3, I think he's doing a really, really good job implementing his offense and has his team rolling so far.
Coming into the homestand here, you guys were not great in third quarters, especially the Milwaukee and Miami game, but you come home and you're dominating these third quarters, the last 4 nights. Did the approach change? Did anything change specifically between the beginning of the year and then when you guys came home?
Yeah, I said this before. We had lost 3 in a row, and a lot of people thought the sky was falling. But we hadn't been together long. I'll be the first to admit I didn't know when to put Josh in, when to take him out. I didn't know when to put Mitch in, when to take him out. I was still figuring out our rotations and how we're going to play and all that other stuff. And so we just need time. And I thought I was bad, and we were bad as a team in Miami. We went to, I think, Milwaukee next, and I thought we were pretty good in the first half. We kind of fell apart a little bit in the second half, and then we go to Chicago, and not as good the first half, but we were pretty good in the second half. So again, it's not going to happen one night. We may go on another 3-game losing streak. We may, mess up in the third quarter. Who knows? If you want to be great in life, you got to find a way to get consistent. Be consistent. That's the biggest thing, and that's what we're preaching and talking about. And all we did was just address our third quarters. Hey, whatever we got to do to come out, be locked in, let's do it. But Ty is our strength coach. He's not stretching them any longer or whatever. Our guys going out and they're just playing and they're locked in.
Boom. Listen, this guy is starting to he's starting to win me over, man. Like he's making sense here. Like he's making sense. Like what he's saying. He basically let it be known that he's still getting to understand his team. He's still trying to figure out who's who, how to sub guys in, right? How to do different things. Like on a 3-game stretch, like he said, I was bad. Like I didn't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's early. Like, we're still trying to figure things out. But we're also trying to get a level of consistency here. And this is why I mentioned to you guys, I think that this 7-game stretch at home was perfect, because coming off of that 3-game losing streak, you get a chance to get home, you get settled, you get a chance to get in your own facility, practice at your own facility. Remember, we won. When did we play? Thursday? We played Thursday, right? Or was it Wednesday? I'm not sure. But we had like 2 or 3 days off before today. So during that time, they're not home chilling, guys. They're not home just sitting out eating pizza. They're at the facility. So he's having practices. So they're home, they can get treatment. They're not on the road, sleeping in hotels. They're at their facility where they're comfortable, where their trainers are. Everything is perfect for these 7 games. So now they can work out the kinks. This is a blessing in disguise, guys. Because now they're able to start to figure out, and then he can also figure out what the rotations are, because that's big. You got to know who's who. You got to know who you got to bring in at a certain time, what these minutes look like for Mitch. How do you play Josh? What's the situation with Clarkson? How do you play Deuce? What's the situation with Shamet? What's the deal with Yabusele? Right? Like, he's got to figure this out. Like he said, we haven't been together that long. So it looks like they are slowly but surely starting to click. And there's no better place to do it than home. When you're at your own facilities, your practice facility, everything is here. To figure out what works and what doesn't. So when you go on the road, it's as if you're home. You just know exactly what works, what you need to do. And that is it. And the best word that he stated, which I love, is consistency. Building up consistency. And that's what it has to be. And once you do that, and you know who you are as a team, you have an identity, then you'll be able to win a lot of games that you're not supposed to win. You'll be able to pull out wins against really, really good teams because you guys know your identity. He knows the rotations he wants to make. He knows who's having a good night, who's having a bad night. He knows exactly how many minutes to play Mitch. Like, all these things matter. Everything's got to be clicking. But it can't click right away, guys, if you don't develop some type of patterns, some type of way of doing things. You have to learn how to be cohesive as a unit. All those things have to be learned, especially with a new coach coming in, bringing in a new system. It takes time, guys. It takes time. But it seems like they're starting to get it. And that's the beauty of this the seven-game home stretch. They're starting to get it, and that's the beauty of that. All right, let me get back into the chat here. Coach, what's going on, man? He said, imagine Cat and Giannis. But Coach, Cat and Giannis for who? Like what do you mean, Coach? You mean Giannis in what aspect? I don't want Giannis here, man. I don't want Giannis here. Like I don't. Coach, you got it right with Cat, but I don't want Giannis, man. You know, Giannis is a good player, man. For what it is that we want to do. Okay. Let me ask you guys something. I want to throw it out there, okay? You know, LV likes to drop bombs on y'all because that's just what I do here. This can go out in the chat. If you guys had to choose right now, would you rather have Giannis or the flamethrower? What are you doing? For what we do right now, for our offense, would you rather have Giannis or the flamethrower? What would you do? Gravity says, how about Clarkson scoring lately? A beast. Yo, Gravity, man, but I think this is what Coach is saying. He's starting to identify who's who. He's starting to figure out who these guys are. And I think he knows when Clarkson has it going, you know what he is. We know he's instant offense. We know, but once again, he's off and on. But he's playing with a lot of confidence. And you want him to stay like that. Because you see what he is offensively, man. He's a problem, especially on those second units. That's where he really can get busy, playing against the second units, because second units can't really deal with a guy like him, a seasoned pro that knows how to score and is aggressive and can knock him off and score in bunches fast. Right? So, once again, like he stated, it's still early. He's still trying to figure some things out with these guys, but he's starting to get his rhythm, and a guy like Clarkson is perfect. Coach says, Clarkson is slowly changing my thoughts about him. Coach, I totally agree with you, Coach. I totally agree. Listen, I thought he was a nut, man. I thought he was just a chucker, right? But you got to know how to play him, Coach, right? I'm sure you know that, right? You got to know how to play him. You got to know where to put him to where he can really do his thing. And then who's ever out there with him, you got to know how he plays. Like him being out there with that second unit with who they have out there. They have Mikal, had Josh, had Deuce, him, and they have Cat. Right? So you got to know that when he gets the rock, he's going. Unless there ain't nothing there for him, then he's able to make some good decisions. He made a couple of good passes today to Cat. I thought was great. He made that nice pass to Josh and then that no look at the Cat, which was beautiful. So Coach says, guys, we still have not released Monster Mitch. Listen, Coach. No one over here says we want to release Mitch. Who said that? Them other guys that said it, Mitch. We're not saying, Coach, we're not saying that over here. We're not saying that over here. I don't want to release Mitch. This Rover says Landry has been playing better than a vet minimum player too. This Grover, I think a big part of it, this Grover, once again, it goes back to guys that start to identify and know what their roles are and their responsibilities, this Grover. And I think it's just taking time. And I think when guys are coming out there, they know what they need to do. They know the spots they're supposed to be in with this offense. And if you realize everybody's driving, they're spraying. Everybody's spraying. They're looking for an open three. They're looking for guys in the corners. They're running this offense perfectly. And then if they have a layup, they have a layup. But they're looking to spray out, man. They're looking to spray out. I mean, they shot 17 for 37 from three. They shot 46% from three tonight. This row says Giannis kills our spacing, and it's a ball that's ball dominant. JB, listen, this Rover, you've heard me say that here. This Rover, you've heard me say that here. Like I think him and Brunson are the same player. He takes up too much space. Brunson needs room to operate. Giannis, because of how he plays, no one's gonna respect his jump shot. Like they're gonna drop down the paint. So now where does that leave Brunson? He's just not a good player for what it is that we do. I'm not saying he's not a great player. I'm speaking of for what we do, he does not fit here. That's what I'm saying. Oh, coach says, release him offensively. Coach, I like Coach. What do you mean release him offensively? You mean like him doing hook shots and stuff like that, paint, post? I don't want Mitch doing that, man. I want Mitch doing exactly what he's doing, getting putbacks, lob dunks, offensive rebounds. Like we don't need him to do much more here, Coach. We need him to do exactly what he does. We got more than enough dudes to shoot the rock. More than enough dudes to shoot the rock. Coach says Mitch can take his man to the cup. Listen, Coach, I know he can, but Coach, look, man. Coach, listen. I know he can do that. I know he can shoot threes too. We've seen it, right? In the highlights, we've seen him, right? But on a team, Coach, we don't need him to do that. All right. We don't want him to do that. Know your role on the team. Coach, come on. You know this stuff. Know your role. There's only one ball. We don't need you to shoot, right? We got guys that can shoot. We know what we need you to do: block shots and rebound and earn $34 million. That's beautiful to do. That's it. We don't need him to try to be putting it through his legs and shooting threes. We don't need that. Rebound, block shots, get dunks. That is it. This is a team game. This ain't you trying to get yours off like you had 24-hour fitness or at the Rucker or at Dykeman. We don't need that. We don't want to do that, Coach. Coach, is his three-point at the top of the key would be the same percentage as his free throws. Coach, stop, man. Just stop. You're gonna make me. Yo, listen. No to Mitch. Let Mitch do what he does, Coach. Why you want to try to make this guy, I don't know, Porzingis? Like, let him be him. That's it. It's perfect for what we do. BQ says Dottie is giving Kevin Knox props. Yo, I know he is, right? He is, right? Yeah, he is. He is. Big Taz says, I hate to say this, but Yabusele is a lemon. Ooh. Yo, Big Task, man. That's hard. That's a hard thing to say, man. That's cold-blooded on that. That's cold-blooded on that. Yo, Big Taz, we give you someone got us. Someone got us. Someone got us. Like, Big Taz, that's hard. I ain't gonna front. That's hard. Mr. Hudson, what's going on, man? 87. Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Mr. Hudson, 87, man. I appreciate you coming through Rock with me and my crew. Big time win for them boys to go to 6-3 on the season, 134-98. The Big Cat, 28 points, 12 rebounds. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, Mr. Hudson, please subscribe to the channel. Mr. Hudson's a jot to the Knicks. No way. No way. I don't want the Knicks to touch that kid ever, man. Ever. You know, Melo said something ill about that kid, man. Melo said something ill about that kid. I know it's a Knicks channel, but I'm thinking about playing it. Because Ja bugging out, man. Ja's bugging out. Like for real, he's bugging out. Like not like he's he's wilding out, man. First of all, the coaches call you out because of your effort. Like I've been watching a couple of games of his, and he's like on some nonsense, man. And so the coach, called him out for, in front of the team about his effort and how he's been playing. And, yo, man, you gotta tighten up, man. You gotta tighten up. I'm about to play it right now, real quick. I'm glad you brought that up because Melo said something ill about this kid, man. And Melo was dealing with issues before too. Remember, Melo was dealing with issues, and he said that how the story with Melo is that how he was with David Stern, and David Stern told him, he said, "Yo, I know everything that you're doing. I know the crew you're hanging out with, the boys, everything. You need to stop, or else, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have a problem in this league. You know what I mean? Or like, you ain't gonna be in this league much longer. You know what I mean?" Melo had to chill out. So Melo's breaking it down right now for the young bull, man. But this is ill. We'll kind of segue real quick. Mr. Hudson 87 brought something up. I thought this was ill, man, because I heard this the other day. I'm gonna rap with you guys about this real quick. Listen to Melo.
This is not about basketball, though. let's make it
I'm
about basketball. Go with your hypothetical, but this is really not bad. You got to take that into consideration. This is not about basketball with Ja now. This is holding him accountable as a man, as a professional. This has nothing to do with basketball right now. Nothing. This is holding his ass accountable for whatever, right? Ja need culture. He need a culture. He need to go to a culture. He created the culture in Memphis, right? Zebo and those guys, they had one culture, right? Ja, in this time, got another culture, right? He created that. He need to go somewhere that is already centered around culture and hard work and discipline.
I think I know where you're leaning towards.
I'm not mad at him in Miami.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He seemed like a Pat Riley guy. Like
Pat gonna let you do you be you.
Yeah.
But you also gotta be professional, right? Cool, granted. This is not about.
You see what Melo's saying about the young bull? You see what Melo's saying about him? And he's 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. And he said something too. He said another part. Let's see if I can find it. But he said something ill, right? He said, yo, man, he said, you get to a point to where when they done with you, they, you know what I mean? Like, they, I don't want to say they're done with you, but the game's gonna go on. Like the games don't stop. Like you ain't playing, all right, cool, you suspended, so what? They still gonna have games. They're not gonna not have games. Right? They're not gonna not. So what happens is Melo said, you don't ever mess up your stuff. They're not gonna let you mess up their stuff. The league will continue without you. They won't need you. Like they'll find another John Morant. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get to the point to where all that nonsense that was going on and stuff like that, like that's got to stop, man. That's got to stop. You got to, like, Melo said, you got to man up. You got to change your lifestyle. You got to change your culture. Then he talked about Miami. You know what I'm saying? Ja to Miami won't be bad, but I don't think Ja can handle the Miami lifestyle. Like I think he's talking about the culture. He would struggle out there. He would struggle because he would be getting in trouble. You know where he need to go? I'll tell you where he need to go. Not saying that it will work, but he need to go someplace like Portland. Like he need to go someplace like that. Off the beaten path in the middle of nowhere. Like he needs to be like someplace like that, man. to where he can get away and he can, you know what I mean? Because when you win, because let's be clear, if anybody knows anything about Memphis get it on a shaking. They don't play no games out there. If you know what I'm talking about. So coach said Utah. Coach agreed. Agreed, coach. Or Utah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's what he needs, that kid. Because I think sometimes what happens, guys get the money, they get the Nike deals, they think that the NBA will disassociate themselves with you like that. They'll forget you ever existed, man. You ever existed. And he'll be playing over somewhere in Russia, realizing or trying to understand what happened to yourself. What happened to you, everything that you had in the league. The league will continue. The league will go on. So don't destroy what you had because you trying to, I don't know. I mean, Melo spoke about it, man. Melo spoke about it. You know what I'm saying? So no to that kid. Because he needs a little bit more than what we ready to win now. We don't need no guy coming in here trying to figure it out. As talented as he is, he's got more stuff going on off the court than on the court. So yeah, I just want to play that for y'all, man. That was ill. When Melo was trying to tell the young boy, man. Because Melo was there. Melo's been there, man. He's been there. He knows. You know what I'm saying? He was there with David Stern. David Stern and was getting on him. Remember, Melo was getting a whole bunch of trouble. When Melo got in a fight at the mall and stuff like that, he was getting a lot of trouble, man. A lot of trouble. So, I don't know, man. But you know how these young kids are, though, man. You know what I'm saying? They think they know everything, man. They think they know everything. So I don't know if that kid, if he's ready yet. You know what I mean? Sometimes people like to learn the hard way, man. You know what I mean? I hope that's not the case for him, but I don't know, man. He's even after being suspended with the other joint. Remember he had the burner on him. He had the burner. He was out in the club and he had the heat on him, and he flashing it and all this other stuff like nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what are you doing, man? You're in the NBA. What are you doing? What are you doing? You still ain't learned. You still getting suspended by his own team. Like, you know what I mean? That's insane. Big says, LV, man, did you ever hoop at Soul on the hole and bet? Nah. Nah, I didn't go to Soul in the hole. I know about it though. With who was it? Booger, right? Booger Smith, right? Booger. Am I saying his name right? I know about Soul in the hole though. Bears in the Star. I played at West Fourth. I played in Hoops in the Sun. I played there. I didn't play 55th. 55th, the Rucker is different. You gotta like, they already have their teams. Like, they be getting, you know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of get with a crew. But they be changing their teams like every other day. So that don't really, that's more entertainment than anything. But yeah, I played there. I played a couple other small tournaments in the season, but the big ones I played in, of course, was West Fourth. West Fourth's court is small. I played there, and I played in Hoops in the Sun in the Bronx, over by Orchard Beach. Yeah, John Moran, yeah, like Portland or Utah. Because there ain't nothing going on up there, Big Taz. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially Utah. Coach said it. Like, that's perfect. Mr. Hutchins, John of Philly. No way, man. No way, man. He had problems out there, man. Listen. He would have real problems out in Philly. He would have real problems out there. Real problems. He don't need to be nowhere near like a big city. Like, he just doesn't. He don't got the mindset for it. He just don't. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? All right, let's listen to Mike Brown again, man. He's talking about Mitch.
Mitch, by the way, was the defensive player of the game. I don't really fall into the plus minus stuff a ton, but another amazing stat. He keeps throwing up these stats that are amazing. He played 16 and a half minutes, and he was a plus 40. To impact the game that way, and again, I'm not a huge believer in it, but to see a number like that in the short amount of time that he played. It was just amazing.
Wow, Mitch was a plus 40, my man. He's a plus 40, B. That's insane, man. That's insane with this guy. You see what he's doing like at these minutes? Like it's just I mean, listen, man, this is totally like night and day from what it was with Tibbs, man. Like just what Mitch is doing. And here's the thing, too, like to Tibbs to defend Tibbs a bit. He didn't have Mitch for the majority of the season last year. So we didn't really get to see what this team could be with Mitch last year until the end. Right? So that's kind of to the defend Tibbs because we could have been better, right? But I don't think Tibbs would have used him the way that Mike Brown is using him, how smart he is with monitoring Mitch's minutes. You understand what I'm saying? If you guys don't know what plus minus is pretty much a player's impact. They calculate it and stuff like that. But it's just basically his impact on the court. You know what I'm saying? So the positive means like, when the positive means like, your team outscored the opponent's team when the player was playing. So while Mitch was out there, they were outscoring him by like 40 points. I mean, that's not literally, but that's how much of an impact he makes. And the negative, of course, being like you outscored. If you're negative, that means the team outscored your team. You know what I mean? So it's like calculations, but it pretty much means the way you impacted the game. How, your opponent, how when you're out there, this is the points you're scoring. You know what I'm saying? Your team is a plus 40. So that means they're just on a different level when he's out there. That's basically what that means. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Booker. Yeah, from the start. Yeah, but Booker was nice, man. Booker was nice. BQ says, is Mitch's contract up this year? Yeah, he's in his contract. Yeah, man. He's gonna come back, man. Because I believe, if anybody knows, I believe we have his bird rights, right? When we have Mitch's bird rights, I think we have his bird rights. So I think he's coming back, man. There's no way they're gonna let him walk. But they're gonna put some stipulations in his contract, kind of like what they did with Zion. Probably with what's the name did with Zion's regards to injury and stuff like that with him. So it's not going to be, it's going to be some stipulations in that contract. I don't think Mitch is going to want to leave. I think Mitch wants to stay here. I think he's happy here, especially if we go really far and we win. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be major, but I don't think Mitch is going to go anywhere. Let's listen to the captain, man. Listen to Brunson, man. Listen to what Brunson has to say. Brunson out here chilling, man. Brunson got the ill shades on.
Not doing great.
Son's out here getting money, man. My son's out here getting money. Got the shades on. Got the matching beanie. You know what I'm saying, with the sweater. You got the see-through joints. You know what I mean? It's when you know, man. It's when you know he getting it, man. Look at that. He got the ill shades on. Captain looking swaggy, man. Listen to the captain, man. Hear what he has to say.
Coming into the homestand, you guys were not doing great in the third quarters, especially on the road there. You guys have been blowing teams out in the third since you've been home. Is there anything different there with the approach?
I think our approach and everything that we do is always going to stay the same. Getting better to our detail and attention to it is a key factor in us being better in the third quarter. Now, playing the first half, understanding what we're doing wrong, and then coming out and trying to address it right away. So, trying to focus on the little things.
Well, there's the captain talking about pretty much how it's almost they've been destroying that third quarter doom stuff, right? So that's big because that was always a problem last year with us. Is there a cap on what we can offer him like Hartenstein? No, Coach, because I think, Coach, I think we have his bird rights, Coach, because, man, we drafted Mitch. He's with us. So I think we have his bird rights. I think, I think we get first dibs on all that. So I'm not worried. We didn't have iHeart's bird rights. We didn't have that. So we had a cap on what we can offer him. We don't have that with Mitch. This reference says no, we have his bird rights. Yep. Right. The problem is we'll be over the second apron regardless, unless, right, Leon convinces Mitch to take over the same price or a discount. Agreed. I think it's going to work out for everyone, man. I don't, I'm not saying that, it's going to be a situation where I think it's going to be a better situation than iHeart. Because remember, iHeart, he had to strike where the iron was hot, right? And it worked out for him, of course, winning the championship. iHeart put up big numbers the other night. You saw me at like 33 and like 15 or something like that. You know what I mean? So, it kind of worked out. Mr. Hudson said the trade deadline is going to be interesting this year. I can see a lot of teams trading players around like it's the offseason. Agreed. Especially a lot of the younger teams who understand that, they're not going to get any better and playoff contending teams needing certain depth pieces, right? I can see that happening. I don't know if the Knicks make moves because of the second apron piece, right? So I don't know if they do that unless someone gets hurt, right? Unless someone gets hurt and someone goes down, I can see the Knicks making a move for a bench piece. But yeah, I don't see us making much moves just because of the money, and I think also too, we want to shore up the whole Mitch thing. So we'll see, but that's the key with these minutes piece, right? Because you want guys to remain healthy. That's not saying guys can't get hurt because they still can, still basketball, still sports. But if you can monitor guys' minutes and you kind of have everybody on a good rotation, you know what I'm saying? I think we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? So let's hear from the captain again, man. He's talking about the offense. I think Brunson's having a big year, man. I think he's going to have a great year this year. I think he's going to be, of course, I think he's going to start again in the East this year for the All-Star game. I think he's the best guard in the East. Yeah, I said it. Max, he can't touch him. I think he's better than Spider. Who else is better? What other guard is out there that's better than him? In the East. There's nobody, man. There's nobody. He was better than Halliburton, so no one mentioned that. So I think the captain's going to start in the East again this year. Again. So let's hear from Brunson, man. Let's hear from him. Hear what he has to say regarding the offense, man, because I think the offense has been looking great. So let's hear from the captain.
When you guys say that you can keep getting better offensively, I know the numbers are pretty damn good right now so far. I mean, what are the expectations for what's possible?
Whatever expectations you guys put on it, we don't have expectations. We're just looking to get better every single day. And with that being said, you can't just say, hey, let's get better at this. It's all about not being complacent and being more fluent in the stuff that we run. And everything is instinct, and we're not thinking about what we're doing. Everything's a reaction, and it comes seamless like that. So we're working towards that. And so, the ball's going through the hoop, but I think we can be a lot better.
Boom. Did you hear what he said? See, I mentioned that earlier, right? So I said earlier about how the offense flows, right? And how they're flowing and how now they're not thinking about it. They're just playing ball. And like he said, it's basically him pretty much saying it being a better cohesive unit. Yes, you see the ball going through the basket and stuff like that, right? But the reality is that, they're not overthinking it. They're just playing a game. It's just a reactionary thing. In the words of Tibbs, the game will tell you what to do. They know that their responsibilities are within this offense, so it's just fluid, right? And so even the perfect example, even let's say they have a game and they're not knocking down their shots, but the offense is rolling. Eventually, once they start knocking down the shots, they're going to wind up playing better in that game. So really, that's what it comes down to. It ain't so much like he said the ball going through the hoop. It's how cohesive they look, and that's the key to me with this team. That's the key, and they have been so far. Coach says, I don't think that's the problem. Just trade hard. Coach, stop, Coach. Coach, stop. Listen, they're not going to trade Brunson's best friend. They already let Dante go. They're not trading Josh Hart. Josh Hart's going to retire next. As long as Jalen's here, Josh isn't going anywhere. Josh is not going anywhere. This Grover said it. See? This Grover, there you go. Josh ain't going anywhere like Jalen. Agreed. Roommates aren't going anywhere. They're not. All right, people, listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. It's truly, truly appreciated, man. Big win for them boys, 134-98. Knicks go to 6-3 on the season, 6-0 at home. I will be back Tuesday to go over the Memphis Grizzlies game. We just took my Ja Morant. We'll see him in the Garden Tuesday. So please come through and check out my show, all right? Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. People, hit that like button. All right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to the channel. And also, too, please leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right, people, listen, that's my show. Big time win for the boys, 134-98. I will be back again Tuesday to talk about that Memphis Grizzlies game, so please come through and check it out. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.